Hi everybody, and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to teach you how to draw Mario. Now I know that you've been reading and doing your math and your social studies work and all those sorts of things, but I can imagine that you're probably like me and you've probably played some video games too during this break. So I figured we would draw one of the oldest video game characters around, Mario. Now, Mario's been around a long time, since the early 80s, and I remember when I was a kid getting my first Nintendo and playing Super Mario Brothers, the original. Before that, I had an Atari, which also had Mario Brothers in a different version, just Mario, not the Brothers. So, things that you'll need for today, you'll definitely need a pencil, okay? Now, as far as color goes, you can color it how you want, and for this example, I used watercolor paint. Okay, now, if you don't have watercolor paint at home, no big deal. You can use whatever you've got, crayons, markers, what have you. And I also used a Sharpie to do my outlines around things. I'm going to be showing you the drawing part and the tracing part with the Sharpie, and then the coloring can be up to you. So let me move this out of the way and grab a new sheet. Here we go. All right. So as we first begin to think about Mario and how to draw him, we've got to look at some basic shapes. So lots of organic shapes. Now, you older grade levels, you guys know what organic shapes are. Organic shapes are those rounded shapes that tend to not have names. Geometric shapes are shapes that you can usually name, like squares, rectangles, triangles. They usually have straight edges, whereas organic shapes have curved edges. And Mario is an organic shape, mostly. So, what I like to do is start off with figuring out the placement for the head. And for that, I'm going to start off with kind of a circle shape. And notice that I'm drawing this very lightly. You may not even be able to see it on the screen there. And as always, whenever I start drawing by going very lightly, and then when I'm happy with what I've got, I go back in and darken things up. Now, Mario's got some chubby cheeks, so I'm going to come out from this circle shape and draw the cheek down the jaw to the chin, and then back up again to the other side. Now that more or less gives me an outline of his head. I don't need this line here, so I'm going to go back in and erase that. And next I'm going to figure out where the hat will be. Just the brim of it for the moment, not worrying about the rest of it yet. And his sideburns here. Now I'm just going to go back in and kind of darken up along the side of the head. Okay. Now I'm ready to go ahead and put in his ears. And that's just going to be curved shapes on each side with a couple of curved lines inside of that. Now I'm going to go ahead and get the hat on here. He's got the brim of his hat, which is going to start here at the ear, and it's going to go up and away from this line, but then it curves back down and gets close to the line again. Now I want to clean up some of my little scribbles. I'm going to add a second line right below that one. I don't need this part of the circle anymore, and so now it can go away. And now I need to draw the shape of the hat, which is going to start here at the top of the ear, curves out, then up, back down, and to the other ear. There we go. Right here at the center of the hat, I'm going to draw an oval shape, and he's got an M for Mario right there inside of that. So to make that M shape, I start off with just drawing an uppercase letter M, and then I need to turn this into a block letter. So I'm going to do a line here, and then another M shape. Now, I'm going to go to the face, and his nose is a large oval shape, and it's right in the center of the face. And I'm going to go ahead and draw his mustache. From the nose, I do a line that goes up like this, and a line that goes up like this. And then we're going to have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 curves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the bottom of the mustache. And then we can put in his mouth, which we can barely see because it's covered by that mustache, and then the bottom of his bottom lip. Now, I go back to the nose. I need to draw the eyes. And the eyes are going to be oval shapes as well that are overlapped by the nose, so I imagine I'm drawing an entire oval shape here, except part of it's going to be covered by the nose. I'm going to start about here, not exactly in the center, but over to the left a little bit. And I'm going to draw an oval shape for the eye. And same thing over on the other side. Before I do the inside of the eyes, I'm going to go ahead and put in his eyebrows. So I'm just going to go ahead and kind of darken up the bottom of the brim of his hat here. And the eyebrows are going to look like this. Now, if I'm going too fast for you, always remember you can pause the video and get caught up and then come back to it. Now I go to the inside of the eyes and I draw 2 oval shapes there. Then another oval shape inside of those. And then I'm going to draw a little circle right there. That's a little highlight. This would be an area that stays white in the video, or in the drawing. Okay. So that's Mario's head now complete. Now we need to work on the body, and his body is going to be kind of a large oval shape. It's going to take up a big chunk of your paper here. So I'm going to start at what would be his neck, and I'm going to draw a big oval shape. Kind of looks like an egg. Now I'm going to go ahead and draw the legs as well. And the legs are going to be rectangular shape, and they're just going to come right down from the bottom of the body here. So there's one leg, and there's the other. Now his coveralls here, they're rolled up at the edge of the cuff, so I'm going to actually add another little piece like this. And I'll come back and do the feet in just a moment. Now I'm going to go ahead and add the arms. The arms are also going to be rectangle shape. Now I can work on the details for the coveralls. I'll come back and work on the hands in just a minute. What I want to do first is go ahead and just draw a line right across the top here, and 2 more lines right across his belly. I need the straps for his coveralls, and so this is going to be a rectangle that comes down from his jaw, goes across the top of this line, and then connects with a V shape like that. I don't need this part of the line anymore, so I'm going to go ahead and erase it. And then I'm going to add a circle for the button. Same thing on the other side. Now this part of the coveralls are done. I'm going to start on the hands next. Mario always wears white gloves, and so we're going to have the edge of the glove, kind of like we're doing a cuff at the end of the sleeve. We're going to do that on both sides. We're going to have his hands kind of balled up into a fist. So to start off, I'm just going to draw kind of a oval shape at the ends of the arms. Now, I'm going to go in and figure out where the thumb and the first finger meet. Like so. And then I can add a couple of more fingers just kind of off to the side. Same thing over on the other side, just opposite. So the thumb is over here instead of being over here. Hands are tough, so definitely pause the video, get these hands the way you want them before you move on. Now, let's work on the feet. Down here at the feet, he's got his brown boots, and so I'm just going to do an oval shape. Notice that it's bigger out here at the toes and smaller over here at the heel. Same thing on the other side, except reversed. And then I'm going to add the bottom of the shoe. And there we go. So now this is ready for color. I'm actually going to erase a little part of this right through there. And so again, you can use whatever you want to do the color. And you can choose to do the outline or not. I'm going to go ahead and do the outline with a Sharpie. You could use a marker for this, or you could use a black crayon, or you can choose to not do any outline at all. That is your choice. And then as far as the coloring itself, you can use whatever you have at home. If you've got crayons or markers, those would probably work better. Like I said, I used watercolor paint for my example, just because it was the only thing I could find this morning. So that's why I went with watercolor instead on mine. But if you happen to have some watercolors at home, some basic colors that you're going to need for it are black and brown, orange, yellow, red, and blue. And most watercolor sets are going to have those colors. Most crayon sets are going to have those colors. And most marker sets are going to have those colors. Since I'm using a Sharpie, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of fill in this part anyhow. And the eyebrows. Since those are the things that are totally dark for Mario anyhow. And don't be afraid of making mistakes on this. Definitely practice it a few times. You're not going to get it perfect the way you want it the first time around. and that's okay. Mistakes are the way that we show that we're learning. And there we go. Now this is ready for color. So again, when you get ready to color yours, something kind of like this is what we're going for Mario. Of course, you can do your own color schemes as well. It doesn't have to be exactly like this. And I hope you enjoyed this video. See you next time. Bye-bye.